Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are discussing life cycle of a thread. Before moving ahead, we will discuss what is thread. Thread is a lightweight sub-process. It is the smallest individual unit of a program. First of all, we will see a difference between process and thread. A process is a program which is in executing state. So simply, whatever program in the execution state, we call it as a process, and thread is the smallest, or we can say, subpart of a process. Now we will discuss some terms which are basically used: multitasking, multiprocessing, and multi-threading. Multitasking means if multiple tasks are being performed at a single time, we call it as a multitasking. For example, suppose VLC media player is running on your laptop or system, and again you are accessing Word file, we can call it as a multitasking. That is, the processor is performing multiple tasks at a time. Then multiprocessing, when one system is connected to multiple processors. So you can see here the number of processors will be multiple in that case. That's why we call it as a multiprocessing. For example, suppose operating system is there, then VLC media player and Word file is there, but the number of processors are multiple in this state case. That's why we call it as a multiprocessing. And multi-threading means what? Suppose multiple threads are running. Now multiple thread means multiple small sub-processes are running. In that case, we can call it as a multi-threading. I have written a small definition here. Executing multiple threads or sub-processes or small tasks at a time, you call it as a multi-threading. For example, suppose VLC media is a one process. Okay, it is playing, but VLC media player again involve multiple small tasks. That is, you need to play audio, then you need to play video, then you need the progress bar, that is, it will indicate how much the song or the video is progressing. Then you need a timer, that within how much time the video should end. So we can call it as this single process can have multiple threads. So all these are the threads or small tasks of the media player, or we can say small tasks of a process. And multi-threading is nothing but executing this small task at a time. So I hope idea of thread is clear to you. Thread is nothing but smallest part of a process. For example, VLC media player is a one process, then playing audio, playing video, then progressing the progress bar, showing the timer. All these are the threads of the single process. Now we will discuss ways of creating thread. There are two ways of creating thread. Either the thread can be created with the help of a thread class, or thread can be created with the help of runnable interface. Thread class is available in java.lang package. Now we will discuss how thread is created with the help of thread class. So here comes the concept of inheritance. Here you can see class test. So we have simply defined a class test extends thread. So what we are doing, we are extending class test from thread. So it is a concept of inheritance. Now what we are doing, we are calling this run method. So run method is by default present in the thread class. As we are inheriting test class from thread class, whatever methods available in the thread class, that can be accessible in this test class. So first of all, we have defined a run method, and in run method we have to actually write the code for whatever task that thread has to perform. Now here is a main method, public static void main string arguments, and in main method I have created an object of our test class. I have created object of test class, and then what we have to do, we have to call this start method. Okay, t.start, with the help of object you have to start the call the start method. So this is when you are calling the start method, then your program will go to this run method and execute the code. So this is basic idea behind this thread. Now we will discuss how actually the thread life cycle works. So this is thread life cycle. First of all, a new thread is created. You can see here in main method your new thread is created. Here thread T is created. Then once the thread is created, it will go to runnable state. and that is t dot start. This is runnable state, and when you call this t dot start method, it will go to the running state, that is run method will be called, and whatever code is there in the running state or this run method, that will be executed, and once the task is completed, the program control will be shifted to the end of program, or we can say the task will be completed, that is we call it as a dead state. But sometimes it may happen that from runnable state or from running state, the thread may go to the sleep state, waiting state, or suspend state. This might be because it will be waiting for some resources, it will be waiting for some another thread to join, or it may be simply suspended because of some reason, because of some interrupt, and after that once it gets the resources required, it will again go to the runnable state. Then in runnable state, the thread will go to running state, and this process will be continued. So this is the life cycle of a thread. Now we will discuss how to create a thread using a runnable interface. So there are two ways, as we discussed earlier. Either you can use a thread class or inherit thread class, or you can implement the runnable interface. You know that interfaces are to be implemented, threads are to be inherited. That is, thread is a class available already in java.line package, so we have inherited it, and this is runnable is an interface, so we have to use this implements keyword. Class test implements runnable, then public void run. Again we have defined a run method, and I have simply displayed a statement, that is thread task. So whatever task the thread is supposed to do, that will be performed here. After creating object of test class, you have to create a thread th, and you have to pass this object t to this thread class constructor, and then you have to use this th dot start, that is this thread dot start. Then only your program will be executed, because this is for interface. In case of thread class, that is when we have extended thread class, in that you can directly create it, that is you can see here we have directly call this start method with the help of object of this test class, but here we are using the interface. That's why what we have to do, we have to create object of this test class, then we have to call the constructor of this thread class, and we have to pass this object t to this thread class constructor, and then we have to call this th dot start method. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to see more videos on this topic.